What's going on, guys? Sam here, and today this is episode 2 of This Week in Wrestling. I am joined by my co host, Mr. Mike from the Unboxing Bros, and we are excited to discuss with you guys what's been going on in wrestling, TNA, whether it's NXT, whether it's oh my goodness, like we're just excited. So we're going to be discussing things like No Mercy, the fallout from No Mercy. We're going to talk about Raw. We're going to talk about SmackDown. We're going to talk about NXT. We're going to talk about TNA. We're going to talk about it all. We're going to try and cover it as quickly as we can. But guys, we would love to have your input. So in the comments section, let us know what you thought about wrestling this week. If you're a hardcore fan, there is one question I have for you. Who is your favorite wrestler? Now, Mike, welcome to the show. How you going, buddy?
I'm doing great, Boz. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good, man. That intro was hardcore.
Yeah, it was. I was like, dude, this dude's hype. He stays hype. You should try out for the hype bros. Take over freaking writer's position.
Yeah. Well, this week in wrestling has been quite big. We started off with Sunday, which was No Mercy. And can I say we did a review of No Mercy, and it was one of the best pay-per-views I've seen in a while. I was quite impressed with it, especially the middle match as well as the beginning match. So yeah, I was really excited about that.
But yeah. Before you go any further, I did some thinking on this whole pay-per-view thing, and I'm gonna say it started off strong, and then it got really strong in the middle, and then it fell flat on the end.
Yeah, it fell really flat at the end. It was quite sad to see the main event to be like that. It would have been better to see either the Intercontinental Championship or the main event that show, which I thought was going to happen. I thought they would have had Bray and
Randy
Orton in the middle where the Intercontinental Championship was, and then have the Intercontinental Championship last. You know what I mean? So, but you can't complain. It was a good pay-per-view nonetheless. So let's get into what happened after No Mercy. And we had Monday Night Raw, and we opened up with Sasha Banks coming to the ring. And basically, she did a promo on how Eddie Guerrero's a hero, thanking the fans for winning the helping her win the title last week. Then Charlotte came out. And this then just caused mayhem with Sasha challenging Charlotte to a Hell in a Cell rematch, like the first ever women's Hell in a Cell match.
And I thought that was awesome.
I thought it was awesome, but I also slapped myself in the face and just like, what are they doing? Because are they going, by doing this, do you think they're going to ruin the whole aspect of the Hell in a Cell? Are they going to
make it a spectacle like they did with
Yeah, is this going to ruin the pay-per-view? Because, like, in my opinion, it may well do that, and that's what I'm a bit worried about. That the pay-per-view will fall on its bottom because of this one match, and like it's got great aspects of being a show stealer, but at the same time, man, they've never gone there before. Like I haven't seen a women's steel cage match. I've never seen a women's chamber match. So are they going to ruin ruin the pay-per-view with this one match? What are your thoughts on it?
I think, like, when you sent me that tell on Messenger and you said, dude, are you serious? And I was like, the first thing I thought in my mind was TNA doing the All Steel Cage pay-per-view in 2006. Right. Yeah. Or I'm sorry, 2000 and oh crap, the first one was done in 2004, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's Lockdown.
Yeah, and I didn't want to say the name because you know I'm trying to keep it professional and everything, and we're not talking about TNA right now. But at the same token, this is kind of a momentous thing for for WWE to actually be doing 3 Hell in a Cell matches on one pay-per-view.
Yeah,
and I thought, well, the only way they could actually top No Mercy or even be compared in the same league as No Mercy is if they did an all gimmick pay-per-view match.
Yeah.
And I know it sounds horrible, but in the same token, you have all these women that are vying to be top dog, including not just the best professional women's wrestler, but the actual wrestler in general, the best wrestler in the company. So, being said, yeah, you have that going for it. And I'm sorry, man, I'm cleaning up a mess I made.
No, that's fine, man.
But I think it will be good for the beneficial of the fact that it showcases the talent that WWE has on the main roster.
Yeah.
And I think that would be the greatest thing to do. But
yeah,
as like you were saying, it could fall flat on its face and hurt the company as well.
Yeah, and that for me, like it's either going to be really, really good or it's going to be really, really bad, and it's going to cause the pay-per-view to fall on its face. This one match is going to be the decider whether this pay-per-view, like it sort of rides on this, I think, in my opinion, anyway, because all the male Hell in a Cells are phenomenal. Like they do a lot of stuff. Roman Reigns in the cell before. We've seen Seth Rollins in the cell before. They use that cell to their advantage, you know. It will be interesting to see how much of the cell Charlotte and Sasha use, or whether or not they just in the ring and they're just locked inside the cell. You know what I mean? It'll be
that
very
could also be good too, though. Let's be real.
Yeah.
If you remember the fact that Lita and Trish Stratus, they didn't ever have a steel cage match, but they had a no DQ match before, and they stayed mainly in the ring, and until the very end, they went outside the ring a little bit and did a little bit of in-ring, outside ring work, and then they came back in and they destroyed it.
Yeah.
So you got to think about that as well.
Anyway, so that was all. Charlotte basically said no, she's not gonna do it. Rah rah rah. And then finally she agreed to it. Rusev comes out, and I don't know why Rusev came out. Then Roman Reigns came out, and it sets up a two-person tag team match between Roman Reigns, Sasha Banks, and Rusev with Charlotte. For me, I was quite interested in this for the fact that I wanted to see Charlotte and Sasha face each other again. I wasn't excited about the Roman Reigns versus the Rusev. We've seen that too many times. I really like the chemistry that Charlotte and Sasha have compared to Roman and Rusev, where it's getting to the point where it's boring now. Anyway, Paul Heyman was then promoted to come out and speak to Goldberg about what's going on. Now, I'm looking forward to this. I was looking forward to what was going to be said.
Charger, any chance for a phone? Charger.
Oh.
And we knew that this was going to actually be bring the Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg match for Survivor Series. We had Cesaro versus Kofi Kingston. All in all, I thought it was a good match. Sheamus and Cesaro actually working together a little bit. Big E runs over Sheamus. Sheamus actually got Woods. They ended up fighting at ringside. So Sheamus was actually like they're helping Cesaro. But in the end, Kofi Kingston won. The New Day make their exit, and Sheamus and Cesaro actually working as a team, pretty good. But then at the end, as they're walking off, Sheamus is calling Cesaro a loser. So you got them working together, and then you got them not working together. I think it's the best chemistry. I think WWE has actually done something right for once and put two people who absolutely despise each other come together as a team, which I think is great. What were your thoughts on that first match?
Like you said, it reminds me a lot of the Daniel Bryan Kane stuff. Do you remember that? The Team Hell No?
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of. They're reluctantly working with one another, but for a good cause to try to better themselves as a team. Yeah. But whenever chances come to hurt the other person,
they do it.
I mean,
and Hell No got over so well, and I think this is just going to be even better. This is going to top Hell No for some reason. I've got this feeling that this whole entity of Sheamus and Cesaro, I could see them being one of the best tag teams in the WWE Raw roster, without a shadow of a doubt. We then have a match between Bayley and jobber by the name of Cammy Fields. This was a very quick match. Bayley wins with the Bayley to belly. I think they're just trying to get her over with the crowd a bit more before then putting the title on her at WrestleMania. Do you think Bayley is being underutilized? I very much, because of the fact that I know she's got so much more potential than what she has got. They're it's like they've got no one to put her with. But then all of a sudden, as Bayley is walking up the ramp, Dana Brooke comes out from nowhere, knocks her out, setting up Bayley versus Dana feud. So are they going down the same path as what they're going down with Carmella and Nikki Bella? And I hope to God they're not, because that will just ruin both Dana Brooke and Bayley for the future. So what were your thoughts on that? Like this whole feud between Bayley and Dana, do you think it's going to be a good thing for the company, or do you think this is going to sort of push either one up and bring one down, or is it going to bring them both to a point where they are main event players?
My opinion is I think Dana Brooke is being underutilized way more so than Bayley. Now, do I think Bayley is still being underutilized? Yes. I think Dana Brooke is being a lackey to Charlotte, is not helping her character any. But at the same token, you also have taken consideration of where they're trying to do and how they're trying to do it. And I get what they're doing and why they're trying to do what they're doing. But at the same token, you're having the feeling that it's going to be like Nikki and Carmella, which I think it would be a lot better because both of these women can actually wrestle, and Carmella was called up way too early. We know that by watching the Smack. Well, we'll get into that in a minute, but the Smack talk and stuff like that after SmackDown goes off the air that Carmella was really weak in. They actually edited out during the feud. You can actually see it. This feud right here between Dana and Bayley, I really wanted this to be a feud in NXT. We didn't really get to see that much in NXT because Bayley was feuding with Asuka, and Dana and Emma got called up because of Naomi was injured at the time. Well, now we have this feud that's actually going to take place on Raw, and I'm actually looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it in a way. I'm looking forward to it in a way where if it's done right, this is going to excel both to the main event status. It would have been great to see in NXT and even to have Dana on NXT for a little bit longer, maybe even have a run as the champion. Especially Carmella. I don't think Carmella was ready, but I'll get to my opinion on that. But then we get into a backstage segment where Chris Jericho's on the phone to someone, right? And then he's talking about payday, and then Truth out of nowhere comes up with a candy bar and gives it to Chris Jericho. And it was just like everything Chris Jericho does comes to gold. Like he's just phenomenal, and I'm really enjoying this whole character he's building himself around, which is really, really cool. We then had Sin Cara and Lince Dorado versus Drew Gulak and Tony Nese. Now, to be honest, I didn't watch this match. I watched some highlights of it, and from what I saw, it was an okay match. It wasn't like my opinion, wasn't like a 5-star match, but it was an okay match. We had the winners Sin Cara and Lince Dorado. Now, we know now that Sin Cara is in the Cruiserweight division. Why on earth have they done that? I do not know. Maybe to give him a bit more of a fighting chance in the ring. It's just like it confuses me, but he fell off the face of the planet for a long time, and then they're actually putting him in like they broke him and his partner up a few months ago so they could do single things, and then all of a sudden they've put him in with the team again. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. And then we get a backstage segment with Foley and Stephanie McMahon.
Hold up.
All about.
Hold up.
Hold on. Okay. Sorry. I'm trying to.
You're getting ahead of me, man. I have something to say about that match. I did watch it. It was really good. I'm a big Drew Gulak fan. I've been following his career from CZW through NXT. Well, let me phrase it, the CWC, and now to Raw. I'm extremely happy this man has gotten an actual shot on Raw. Even though he did take the pinfall, he looked strong. He is a technical wrestler by leaps and bounds. Great. He was a former CZW World Heavyweight Champion. He was a former CZW Tag Team Champion. And the list goes on and on and on about the accolades this man held in CZW. And Combat Zone Wrestling is one of my favorite independent promotions known in the U.S. And if Bozzy, I don't know if you're a subscriber to their network or not, they do have a network and you can watch all their pay-per-views. It is Combat Studios.
CombatStudios.com?
Yeah, CombatZoneStudios.com, yes. And you can actually pay $9.99. But it ain't just CZW. It's the World Superstars Uncensored. It's Evolve. It's a bunch of other companies put in there as well. But what you were saying about the Sin Cara thing, I was reading that they're trying to bring Kalisto back whenever he gets back from injury to Raw as a cruiserweight. I don't know if that's going to be a good thing or bad.
See, for me, I don't see that as being. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I can't see that as being. The only way that would be a good thing is if Sin Cara and Kalisto actually have a feud and it blows up. That's the only way I can see this being a good all around match. If you know, or feud, if you know what I mean. They need to have a reason to bring Kalisto back. I think the best way to do that is for him and Sin Cara to feud. And I would rather see Sin Cara be the heel than what I would Kalisto be the heel. Reason being is they've already done Sin Cara as a heel, and we know that I know that Sin Cara was not the real Sin Cara at the time when he was in the feud, but I would like to see that Sin Cara, that type of Sin Cara, be the feud in the match between him and Kalisto, if you know what I mean. So we'll just have to wait and see. Hopefully they don't bring him back and tag again. I think Kalisto as a singles better than Kalisto as a tag team, especially with Sin Cara as well. I would rather see Sin Cara as a singles player than what I would see him as a tag team.
I agree.
Next, we have Mick Foley come out to the ring with Stephanie McMahon to address the Hell in a Cell match that was decided at the beginning of the show. Now, Foley talks to them saying, look, they don't always get what they want, but the WWE wants to see it. Everyone wants to see the first ever female Hell in a Cell match. So they're going to make it the first ever female Hell in a Cell match, and it's going to be one of the 3 main events of the show. I thought the match back in NXT, this was back last year at the first Brooklyn show, where they did the, I think it was either the 3 stages of hell or the best, the 60-minute Iron Woman match at Brooklyn between Sasha and Bayley. This was at NXT. This was within NXT. That match was phenomenal. And if Sasha and Charlotte can do that here, this is going to be a match that will break all records for WWE. They just have to get it right. And I think the only 2 that would possibly be able to pull this off would be Sasha Banks and Charlotte. I may have said Sasha Banks and Bayley if Bayley was ready, and I don't think she is ready. This is the best time for it, and I think Sasha Banks and Charlotte will blow down the house. I just hope they don't ruin it to the fact where it's not remembered. This is a match that has to be remembered for all time, because we don't know if we're ever going to see one like this again. So it's very exciting to see all this happening. Then we see Owens and Rollins come out, and basically Owens is going through the same thing where he's saying, look, I don't think Rollins deserves another title shot at me, especially inside of Hell in a Cell. And this is just building Owens as that heel who's scared to step foot into a Hell in a Cell. He's making every excuse under the sun to actually stop this fight. Jericho brings out the list and puts Foley on the list. He puts Stephanie McMahon on the list, and then Stephanie McMahon goes, wait a minute, what we're going to do is we're going to have Jericho versus Seth Rollins, and if he can beat Rollins tonight, he'll be added to the Hell in a Cell match. Jericho straight away gets his list out, scratches Stephanie McMahon's name off and smiles, and you can just see Owens face. This is bringing in the Owens versus Jericho for the title at Survivor Series, or it will bring a 3-way match at Survivor Series. Something I would really, really look forward to. I think it will be just great to see. What are your thoughts on that whole feud there?
Well, Bozzy, I'm going to put you on the list.
Why is that?
I don't know, man. I just want to say it. I think that's a great thing. I think that is a great thing he's doing with the list thing.
Oh, it's awesome.
It's hilarious, man. It's like a 5-year-old going around saying, you know what? I don't like you. You're on the list. And I enjoy it, man. I mean, the kids out there in the audience are eating it up, man. I've seen a couple of signs this past Monday night on Raw. It says, I think I'm on the list. And there was the ones that like, I'm putting you on the list. And I was just like, dude, that is great. That is getting over. Because Jericho is well known for inventing the steal. And quoting, I apologize for the misquotation there, but he reinvents himself every time he gets out there in that ring.
It's crazy.
The man is a 6-time champion for a reason. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's insane. Like, I loved when he came back in 2012. Man, he's come back so many times. I love when he came back and he just came to the ring and he would not say a thing. He had the mic and he was getting everyone to go. And then he did that for ages. Like he would come out to the ring with the microphone, not say a word, but everyone would be cheering him as he walked out because he was just so. His in-ring presence is just amazing, and like the electricity you get off of just his presence in the ring blows everything else out of the water. And he just proved to everyone in that time where he came back that he could stand in the middle of the ring, not say a word, but get the whole room cheering for him. And I know that he would do the same as well, get the whole room booing for him. He's just incredible. Like the mind of that guy. I would love to just pick his mind and get ideas for the character I bring when I get into the ring. Like a few people may not know, I am training to just for fun be a wrestler, and I would never ever get to the point where I'm able to just get someone cheering from like not doing a thing. You know what I mean? It's just he's incredible. Anyway, I'm fanboying. I'm fanboying over Chris Jericho. Yeah. We then had a match between Axel and Bo Dallas versus Enzo Amore and Big Cass. Now, this was a bit weird. Axel revealed he asked Mick Foley if they could put Social Outcast into a match. So they put, are we going to see the rebirth of Social Outcast? I don't want to see that. To be honest, that was pathetic. But let's just hope that this causes a feud between Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas. That's something I would like to see. Now, Enzo and Cass come out, cut their promos as usual, and get attacked from behind by Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. They actually pick up Big Cass and leave him laying on the floor after a magic killer, which I thought was awesome to see. Couldn't fight, so it was Sami Zayn and Neville versus Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas, and in the end, Sami Zayn and Neville win. And after the match, we see Bo takes his Believe in Bo sign and just leaves. Doesn't even leave with Curtis Axel. He just leaves by himself. So it just shows that he doesn't want to be teamed with anyone. He just wants to be him. And I don't know. The new Bo Dallas we're seeing, where he's coming out sort of the same as what he was before, but different.
Well, my whole deal is this: Bo Dallas, whenever he was in NXT and he was a baby face, I mean a true baby face, he would go out there and hug kids and shake hands with fans and believe in me, I believe in you. That was a great gimmick. Now, if they went back to that NXT type of promo style and way he could be a true face of the company, he would be. I think he would actually excel instead of doing this stupid heel gimmick at the end of the NXT career, which was boring, bland, and redundant. It reminds me of Tim Tebow, and I'm not a fan of Tim Tebow as a football player by doing the whole bowing down and praying type deal. I am a fan of Tim Tebow as a human being. Now, with that being said, I don't think that what he was doing now he's like a politician, vote for me, like a Donald Trump type deal. Even the sign was like a Donald Trump sign. But yeah, and to me, I'm not a big fan. I think that if he went on his own and reinvented himself as a complete heel, he should come back as Bo Dallas and not do the Bo Leave thing. Just come out and say, "You never believed in me, now you shall," and just be a tremendous, complete, not like a comic book heel or a comic book villain, but can be a complete legitimate heel by just going and stealing victories at any cost, and hurting people.
Yeah.
Because the man is vicious. I mean, hell, his daddy is IRS. I mean, come on, Mike Rotunda.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't go wrong there. I mean, Ray White's his brother. I mean,
he could destroy, man. I would actually like to see him join his brother and become just this psychopath killer in the ring. That's what I really want to see.
He can't grow facial hair. The bad thing.
Yeah, and that would be the only thing that would cause that whole thing to fall down. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. It's interesting to see where they're taking him, but in the end, I want it to be over, and I want him to either go full on heel or just leave it. He's a great in-ring performer. He just needs to have a great character, and at the moment, he hasn't got it. We then go on to a match between R-Truth and versus Titus O'Neil. Now, I didn't really watch this. I watched the end of it. R-Truth won. Goldust and Truth celebrate, and Titus just looks on from the corner. What were your thoughts on that match? I didn't really watch it. I thought it was a bit pathetic, really. What are they doing with Titus O'Neil? What are they doing with R-Truth? R-Truth's a funny bloke. He like that song they do at the beginning with Goldust and R-Truth. It's just pathetic. I just don't understand it. Anyway, what are your thoughts?
I think it's garbage. All of it together. The Golden Truth, garbage. Titus O'Neil is garbage. Yeah. I'm not a fan of him. Go out there and make it a win. Yeah. What does that mean? I don't know, man. It doesn't mean nothing. I mean, that was the dumbest thing. He even said it on Raw. I think it was Raw. Yeah. SmackDown, whenever he was going through NXT. Make it a win. Yeah. I was like, what? That's lame. Come up with something better than that. I mean, Darren Young is way better than Titus O'Neil will ever be. And Young is off TV again for some odd reason. Don't know why. I think it's terrible. And if they're trying to do a tag team with him and Titus again, I'm not a fan. They need to stop it. They
I won't be a fan of that whatsoever if they do that. I think that will be absolutely destroying what they've built, what they've spent so much time building. And to be honest, it's just whole Darren Young coming back and winning matches and stuff. I think that's fantastic. Putting him back in with Titus O'Neil, they've already done it twice. We don't need to see it a third time. It did not work. Please leave it alone. And that's all I can say about that one.
Move on from this. I don't even want to talk about this. This here was like the biggest letdown of the night was Titus O'Neil and Golden Truth in the middle of the ring.
It was just. Yeah, it wasn't good at all. We get another backstage segment between Brian Kendrick and TJ Perkins. Now, man, Kendrick, I love the bloke, man. He's so good. I loved him back in the day. You may go, oh, no, you shouldn't. He was crap. But I loved him, man. Brian Kendrick, Paul London back in the day was I enjoyed that. I've been a big follower of Kendrick, and this new run he's got, this new viciousness and anger he has, and this hunger he has for the title is just awesome. They're playing on this cheap shot that happened last week and all this other stuff, and it's just I'm really, really excited for what's going on. Kendrick sitting down in the chair, and Perkins comes up, and they have a bit of a chat, and then Perkins says, I want the old Kendrick, the guy who has the hunger, who has the thirst, puts his hand out. Brian shakes it, goes to get up, and Perkins smacks him one. I thought that was great. A great way to just keep this feud going, you know. Now, what were your thoughts on that? And what are your thoughts on the whole Brian Kendrick versus Perkins feud? Because I think, in my opinion, it's great. I'm absolutely loving it.
Well, the whole thing about Kendrick, I was more of a Paul London fan. I still think Paul London has what it takes to be an in-ring performer. He was phenomenal. However, the Brian Kendrick experience, I remember that from the WWE, the second stint he did after Paul London left. And it was terrible. He looked like he did not care. He was a self-imploding Time Bomb. And then he went to TNA, and it was terrible there. And then he started doing independent stuff with Ring of Honor and Evolve and things like that. And it was getting better. And then Triple H met him at an Evolve show and said, hey, why don't you come back and work for us and this Cruiserweight Classic? And I was like, I'm not a fan of Kendrick, but in that Cruiserweight Classic, the very first match he did, I saw face potential in him, and so did Bryan Danielson. I'm sorry, Daniel Bryan. And after that happened, and then the second match came out, and then Daniel Bryan goes, whoa, I don't condone what he's doing, but I like it. And it makes you fall in love with the character from the Cruiserweight Classic. Now, the whole thing with TJP being an actual video gameaholic, I love it, because he even sat down with Brian Kendrick and he said, I understand what you're going through. I get it. You feel like you have no more extra lives left.
Yeah,
like, this is it. This is your last life. Like, it reminded me of playing Super Mario back in the day, you know, where you have no more lives.
And you'd be throwing your controller across the room because you're like, I've got one more life. There's no way I'm going to get past this. I'm going to have to start all over again from scratch. And even if I don't start all over again, I'm going to close the bloody thing down because I don't even want to play the game anymore. And you get so angry at the thing. Like at the moment I'm playing Uncharted 4. Dude, I've stopped playing that game like a week ago because I can't get past this bloody level and I'm angry, I'm frustrated. Oh, man. And I can see where that's going and it's leading in such a great way. I love TJ Perkins' entrance music, the whole, like, gaming noise and music. Oh, man,
it's phenomenal, man. It's good.
Perfect.
And I hope they actually make him go higher than the actual Cruiserweight Championship. He has the caliber of being a AJ Styles or even a Daniel Bryan in the ring. I mean, he really does. He is phenomenal in that ring. He was a Tiger Mask. Oh, did I say too much? I mean, come on.
Oh, no, that's fine. That's fine. You can say that. You can say whatever you want, mate.
I mean, I'm trying to keep it, I'm trying to keep some kayfabe here. I mean, I really am.
Yeah.
I mean, he was also in TNA as I'm not going to say the name. If you're a TNA fan, you already know. But TJ Perkins, in general, is leaps and bounds way better than half of the roster in the Cruiserweight talent.
100%. Do I know something funny? Once he drops the Cruiserweight title, I don't want him grabbing it back. Reason being, I want him to hold the United States title or the Intercontinental title. I really want to see that. And I think if they can get him to the point where he's at that level, he will be phenomenal. I really believe that. I believe he will be phenomenal as a United States title holder. And it will blow my mind if they can get that to happen.
Oh man, I would love for him to be one of the wild cards in a actual feud between Rusev and Roman Reigns and go in there and say, "Hey, I'm better than both of you," and then take the title from both of them, dude.
That would be, dude. If that ever happens, man, I will sell my house. I will move over to America just to. I will come over there. I'll come to where you live, and we will go and watch it together. How about that?
Yes, that would be awesome. Yes, man, that would be perfect. Perfect.
All right, and then we had Braun Strowman. All right. Oh my gosh, I just want. Braun Strowman comes out. Right, they have these two guys in the ring, and they're just talking smack to Braun Strowman. He comes out, right, knocks them out straight away. And then it's the same pathetic shit where he's going, I tell you, next week, if I don't have an opponent that that is going to be stand up against me, then Mick Foley, I'm going to do something to you. And it's like, what the fuck? Who's writing this garbage, man? Like, seriously, it's just not cool, man. It's just not cool at all. And they're like, Oh man. The way he knocked one guy out and then he grabs him for a face choke slam. What is that move, man? He can do so much better with his character. And they're just destroying the bloke.
That tag team is actually a decent tag team in the indies, man.
Oh man.
And it's sad they brought like former tag team champions into the middle of the ring to get destroyed by nobody, man. And most people didn't even know that, man. I was like, I had to look them up. I was like, them kids look familiar, and I looked them up, and I was like, oh man, they were actually pretty decent. And then Braun Strowman just made them look like complete idiots in like a matter of 10 seconds.
Oh man, it was the funniest thing I've seen in a while. I just sat there and I laughed, not because it was like it was good, hilarious. It was just really crap to the point where it made me laugh so much at the crapness and at the way that WWE is going about writing these stories, man. It's pathetic. Anyway, we get a match between Roman Reigns, Sasha Banks, and versus Rusev and Charlotte. Before the match, Sasha and Reigns were in the back, and there's a bit of flirting going on. So I'm wondering, are they going to actually bring the women's champion and the United States champion together as a couple? I hope not. Please don't do it, WWE. I really don't want to see Roman Reigns anymore. Kill him. Shoot the bloke. I hate seeing him in the main event. I hate seeing him up there. Yeah, they need to either change his character or like do something. Send him back to NXT. It was better in NXT.
I agree.
So this match was pretty good. It was an okay match. It ended with Roman Reigns spearing Rusev once again, and Roman Reigns and Sasha Banks win. So the title holders win, which is good going into Hell in a Cell. Hopefully next week the heels win one, so then we can sort of see where they're bringing this whole feud.
Garbage.
I'm just glad that this is going to be the end of the Roman Reigns versus Rusev feud. Bring Roman someone else that will be better. I don't know who they can bring him that he's not going to absolutely like bury. You know, I don't want him burying anyone. I want him actually pushing someone up. You know, yeah. That's the only way I want to see Roman Reigns fight anymore is if he loses. Okay, on to the next bit, and we get a backstage segment between
Jericho?
Between Kevin Owens and Jericho, yes. They're talking about this triple threat match. And Jericho brings out the list again. Every time he brings out the list, I just have a good laugh, man, because he goes, Tom, you are disgusting. You made the list. Puts him on the list. It's great. It's great. It's great. I really, really do enjoy it.
He gave him a Latin name too, man. It was Todd Filipano or something. He's
it's like
close. He's like, get out of here.
It's so good. Like, it's so good. Anyway, we get Heyman coming out, and basically, this whole thing is promoting the new video game WWE 2K17. I do not want to see another Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg match. I would have rather seen Goldberg come out and absolutely destroy Roman Reigns and take the US title or something. I would have liked to have seen that. I would have liked to have seen that. Just put Roman Reigns in his place. But we know we're going to see Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series. It's going to happen. So this whole promo Heyman did has just like put a stamp on the fact that they're going to fight. We then hear later on that Goldberg is going to be returning to the WWE on Monday. What's going to happen? Absolute crap's going to happen. That is for sure. We then had TJ Perkins. Oh, first, what are your thoughts on that whole situation there?
Garbage. I'm not a fan, man. I was a fan of Goldberg in WCW when whenever he sold to the devil, Vince McMahon. No offense. He came over to WWF. I was like, they're not going to use him properly, and they did for a little while. Then they absolutely garbaged him out with Triple H. And I'm not a big fan of them doing this with Brock Lesnar again. Seen it in WrestleMania. I thought the ending of that match was great whenever Stone Cold gave them both stunners instead of packing both the different types of different things. And I was excited. And then all of a sudden, he's back. I'm not a fan.
Yeah. I've never really liked Goldberg. I liked his earlier stuff where he was facing Triple H. But after that, it was like he had nothing else to do. You know what I mean? So
they gave him a bigger run than they should have to start him off with in WWF. They should have started him off from the bottom and let him work his way to the top. He went straight to the top.
Yeah. If I would like to see what they do to him. Bring him on, leave him. That's it. Unless they're going to do something spectacular with him, I wouldn't have him for much longer, than Survivor Series. We then have TJ Perkins versus Arya Daivari. So, Sean Daivari's brother. Anyway, it is confirmed that Kendrick versus Perkins is going to be happening at Hell in a Cell for the title.
Kendrick, Brother Bozzy on that. I've heard rumors that they're going to try to make that a Hell in a Cell match as well for the Cruiserweight title.
Really? That'll be interesting. Don't ruin it.
Don't ruin it.
Anyway, this match was okay. It was good back and forth match, but it ended with TJ Perkins winning. If what you said is true, I will be canceling my subscription to WWE Network. I don't want to see a full pay-per-view with Hell in a Cell. It will destroy the whole gimmick. Come on, this match has been esteemed since the late 90s, and now they're going to start having a pay-per-view where every single match is a Hell in a Cell match. Oh my goodness! Oh.
Well, you got to think
your thoughts.
If they do that, it would actually legitimize the Cruiserweight Championship, and it would make the Hell in a Cell debunked. It would debunk the whole blood and guts and gore and scary entity that is, or once was well known as, the Devil's Playground.
But it won't, because we're PG. We're in the PG era, so we're not allowed to have blood, says Mr. McMahon. So the only thing that will make this awesome to watch is if there is a ton of blood, and that map by the end of the night is full red crimson because people have just been dripping blood. Like, they need to be changing that match every night, man. Like, every match, after every match, they need to change that match because there's too much blood on it. Like, seriously.
I would love that, but at the same token, we're in the PG era, like you said, and if they do the whole Hell in a Cell, every match being a Hell in a Cell for the pay-per-view, it makes kind of fun of TNA's lockdown.
Yeah.
And then it legitimizes TNA for having a actual pay-per-view in 2004 for actually using the whole steel cage pay-per-view whenever Dusty Rhodes started.
They've done it every year since 2004.
Yeah, but last year they didn't. Last year they didn't have every match in a steel cage. They got away from that in 2009 or 2010, I want to say. And I haven't been a fan ever since. I haven't been a fan since Hulk Hogan took over and him and Bischoff took over of TNA, and it demoralized the whole. Never mind. Anyway, but no, I think it would be good and bad. I think it could be legitimizing the whole cruiserweight champion, and it could debunk the whole Hell in a Cell.
Anyway, we get Stephanie McMahon and Jericho backstage once again, and he apologizes for putting her on the list. And she says to him that a win for tonight on Raw would mean a triple threat match at Hell in a Cell, and it will blow away SmackDown's triple threat at No Mercy. Anyway, he leaves and says, Jericho says they've got a friendship, and he walks away, you know. Anyway, we get Chris Jericho versus Seth Rollins in the main event. This main event was pretty good. We got interference by Kevin Owens. We've got distractions by Kevin Owens. Oh, man. It was just all around Owens is for Jericho on one stage, but then Owens is against Jericho at another stage. He's trying to make it all go in Rollins' favor, then he's trying to make it go in Jericho's favor. But in the end, Seth Rollins wins. Owens immediately rushes the ring, of course, gets Rollins in Rollins' face, and basically him and Jericho take Rollins out. And Raw ends with Jericho and Rollins, Jericho and Owens up on the stage. What are your thoughts?
I think that was a pay-per-view quality match. It could have actually main evented any pay-per-view this year except for last month's, and that includes WrestleMania. And I hate to say that, I really do, because that just tells you the caliber matches of what has been on TV. Yeah. But at the same token, I think it legitimized that feud even more. I really enjoyed it. I really would like to see a triple threat main event in Hell in a Cell, but I don't think it's going to happen.
No, I assure you it won't happen at Hell in a Cell. It will happen at Survivor Series, and I'm pretty sure Jericho will walk away with the title. Because it's been now nearly 20 years since he won the undisputed title, and I think he will win this title. His last run as champion will be the end of this year to WrestleMania, I reckon. I would really like to see that. So, yep, that was it for Raw. All in all, I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was the best. SmackDown once again beat it this week with what they did. Man, it's just like they've gone after the draft. SmackDown's just taken the baton and gone, we're going to really bring Raw, get Raw to chase us for once, you know. And I would be surprised to say that SmackDown isn't the number one show. That SmackDown is the number one show so far in WWE going into.
But before we go any further, Bozzy, I might have to cut this a little short to do my live stream as well, and then call it a night, bro, because I'm really not feeling the greatest right now.
That's fine, bro.
But I want to say this though. Thank you for allowing me to be here as much as I have. I appreciate it. I'm going to continue to watch it tomorrow, whatever I don't finish tonight.
That's cool, man.
I love it, dude. I love the reviews. And I know that what you do is awesome, dude. And I thank you for allowing me to come here and actually participate with you and do the reviews. And I really hate to cut it short like I am. But
no problem, man.
But the NXT stuff was really good. I enjoyed it. The SmackDown was phenomenal. TNA tonight I didn't get a chance to watch because I was gone to do some stuff, and I hated it. I missed it, but oh well, things happen. I will watch it tomorrow sometime.
I saw SmackDown. I'll just quickly run through it while you're still on the air because I've got to go as well myself. I've just realized what the time is. SmackDown best things in SmackDown. Dolph Ziggler and The Miz. Man, this feud is phenomenal. I cannot wait to see it keep going. There's going to be a SmackDown has challenged Raw to a 5-on-5 men's event, 5-on-5 tag team event, 5-on-5 women's event. They are bringing the old classics back, and I am excited about it. We had the main event of the night was Luke Harper and Bray Wyatt versus Kane and Randy Orton. Total bum out. Didn't enjoy it at all. But in the end, Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper did win, which is great. We're starting to see Bray Wyatt getting those wins, and we're starting to see Bray Wyatt getting those victories finally after so long of him losing all the time. They've got to keep this going, you know. Then we got NXT. Joe versus Nakamura is a go. It's on like Donkey Kong. We had my team, TM61. They go on to round 2 of the tag team tournament. Those matches have been phenomenal. We also see that the Glorious 10 lost against Sanity. The new like it's like they're copying the Ascension. And why are you knocking your fingers at me, mate?
All right, you say Ascension. I say Aces and Eights of TNA. Why I say that is because of Eric Young. Everybody being the leader of TNA.
I loved that Eric Young was revealed as that masked guy, man. Oh, it was so good. It was so good.
And the pop-up net breaker, dude, that right there, I was like, he just destroyed Ty Dillinger. And I can't wait for the Perfect 10 versus the Glorious One. I can't wait. And I would love to. I thought it was Eric Young, man, because if you look at that jacket, it had a Canadian symbol on the very bottom on the left side.
Yeah. Everyone said that. Everyone thought it was him. We knew he was coming. And man, he looked phenomenal, man. I'm so excited about what Sanity is going to do. Going into TNA, just quickly, tag team champions, the Hardys. Love that they've got the titles. Brand
Obsolete.
Obsolete, man. Delete those. Yeah, just fantastic. The DCC we've got now in the company. I'm not going to put any spoilers out there because I know exactly who they are, and you will not find out for a few more weeks. But guys, that's it. Do you want to plug anything? You've got a live special coming up straight after this, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm fixing to be, as soon as me and you leave here, I'm going to go in there and do the thing with Steve, and we're going to be talking about some stuff we got today. We're going to talk about our P.O. Box system we got going. And as well, we're going to continue plugging me turning into Rocky from Rocky Horror Picture Show, which is ungodly crazy. Yeah, so if you have anybody that's on here right now, I haven't been able to check the live stream of the chatting. I don't know if
we got 2 people watching at the moment. It's been quite quiet. We've had a bit of help from Kelly Weir and Kaya and my mate Outie have also joined the discussion. But other than that, it was quite quiet. Now I'm thinking myself of opening a PO box, but I need to know if it's smart for me to do that. If people would send me like letters, all I want is letters. That's all I want. I don't want money. I don't want any of that garbage. I just want letters.
Well, I can tell you this. I will tell you this right now. If you open a PO box, I would personally send you whatever. I'd personally write you back and forth. I would probably even send you a package. that's coming from me as half of the unboxing bros. I'm pretty sure Steven would agree with me on that. It would be if you want to deal with us. I mean, we could definitely do that. And Steve just gave me the thumbs up. He gave me double thumbs up, double barreled.
Well, in the comments below, if you want to send me stuff, let me know if I should get a PO box. I'll look into it. And Steve, it's been great, man. I love you, dude. His channel is in the description. It's Unboxing Bros. Him and Steve, they're friggin' laugh. All they do is a stream for like 2 hours straight of them just talking crap, which I think is fantastic. I'm the psycho. I'm the psycho guy from down under who loves doing like wrestling talks and unboxings and challenges. We got a new challenge coming up soon, which is going to be the hot spicy tortilla.
Speaking of hot and spicy tortillas, check this out, Bozzy. Check this out. I don't know how phenomenally you are with spice, my brother, but check that out right there. Check that out. Haunted ghost pepper, brother.
Pepper. I want to try that. That's what I want to try at Parkway. I want to try the Parkway, either the ghost pepper one or the Carolina Reaper one.
I would tell you tonight. I am going to try this, and I will let you know.
I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm going to be watching. I'm going to be watching. Anyway, guys, subscribe for more content. Twitter and Instagram links are in the description. And don't forget, guys, like always, keep smiling. You are flipping worth it. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. All right. Catch you guys later. Peace out.
Love you, Bozzy.